bought a 31 Model A, original car. And we got her up to about 45 miles an hour so far, we'll see. It's gonna take a long time to get home. So we're making a little bit of time, slow and steady. At 45 miles an hour is our, well, we had it up to 47 one time. Check this thing out. A little rough around the edges. Not bad for a 100-year-old car. Got a rumble seat in the back. Pretty cool. We're gonna make a little more time, see if we can get there. I think we're 2.5 hours away or something like that from home. Still got 140 miles. Barn find, check this thing out. I went down to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, me and Nicki and my brother, and I did some horse swapping, horse trading on this almost 100-year-old Ford. And the guy said that it ran and drove. He said it would crank up and run and all that stuff. But when we got there, he couldn't get it to start. And we couldn't get it to start. So we looked it over and determined that maybe it wasn't getting fuel, because the fuel line wasn't running after we unhooked it from the carburetor, and kind of blew through the fuel line, cleaned the filter out, got fuel to it, and it fired right up. This is all steel. all steel 31, and it's all original. It's got already got the latches undone, but it's got the little 4-banker. But I guess it's kind of a big 4-banker. It sounds like a tractor. And one of the things we noticed was this linkage to the manual linkage for the spark advance on the distributor. You know, like old Harleys, they had, you know, had to adjust the spark advance on the left grip. These you had to advance it by a lever on the steering column. So there was a lever on one side that did the advance, a lever on the other side that adjusted the idle, and then you've got this other lever here that comes up on this side of the dash. That's a choke lever, but it also, they call it a gav, so it kind of, you adjust the carburetor a little bit as you're driving with this. You can see it turn here. Way manual. This is back when nothing was automatic. Little 3-speed manual transmission. Now when we got it to fire up, we noticed that one, it was running rough, and two, this water pump was leaking. It was pouring water right here out this I don't know if you can see that brass nut. So I tightened it up. There's some wax rope in there that keeps it from leaking. You got to repack every now and then, but I tightened that up and got it to like just a drip. It dripped a little here and there, but, and one thing I think that helped us was that this thing's got an alternator conversion and it's 12 volt. So it's actually charges a little better. I think those are all backwards. But yeah, it's got a GM alternator. I gotta clean up this wiring. Somebody's just kind of, you know, did what they do, and that helped us. 12 volt conversion helped us, and the lights were on all the time whenever you'd hook the battery up. Man, I got to fooling with it, and this is the light switch. It was just dangling down there, so I had to zip tie it up on so you could actually turn the lights on and off by the switch on the column. Let me show you this thing. Check that little interior out. I mean, it's bone stock, like I said, barn fresh. You know, these are all steel. Everything's steel. They don't have glass running boards or nothing on it. But yeah, so, you know, the term floorboards, this is where floorboards come from. Back in the day, they were actual boards. It was wood. The floors are wood in these old cars. It's just as basic as you can get. But here's the, like I said, this is where you turn the lights on and off at. Right there on the column. Ain't that cool? This is your spark advance. But these are seized up. They don't move at all. This is your idle. Here's the gav knob that adjusts your carburetor and your choke. Like I said, everything is you got to keep it adjusted as you're driving. But check this out, man. I mean, it's just too cool. $94 years old, and it still shuts tight. It's still dirty. Like I said, barn fresh. Got mildew all over it. Spare tire. you know, paint's chipping and flaking, old lacquer and stuff. It's just it needs redone, but I mean, I think it looks pretty damn good. What do y'all think? What would you do to it? One thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to chop the top. I can't swear that it's not going to lose its fenders, become a traditional little high boy. Windshield pops out, tilts out for airflow through it. Check this thing out too. It's a little mother-in-law blind, is what a lot of people call them. And that is for let's see if I can get this open with one hand, because let me set this camera maybe right here for a minute. Reattach this, but it's got the rumble seat right here. Check that thing out. Ain't that cool? Mother-in-law blind is to divide. These windows rolled down. And the thought was your mother-in-law would ride in the back. Or the joke was, so they call those blinds the mother-in-law blind, so you could just roll it up and not have to be part of the conversation, I guess. But it's just cool. It's so cool. I love it. I think it's maybe the neatest car I think I've owned. I've owned a lot. Headlights leave a little to be desired. See about updating those to some LEDs. Distributor, I'll probably try to find a modern distributor or a B model that's got the advanced built into it, so you don't have to adjust all this junk here. I don't know what the best route to go is for a carburetor, because I know that people do different carburetors, and I've seen a little 90 I think they put 90, I want to say a 6, not a 7 on these things, and run a downdraft carb. I don't know. Anybody got any experience with any of that? I don't know how it runs. What makes them run best, strongest, and most reliable? I like to get this this four banger. Not that it ain't reliable. I just drove it 218 miles from Tuscaloosa to Whitwell, Tennessee, but it definitely wasn't running the best, just because I couldn't advance the spark, and I was getting a lot of trash into the fuel system. We probably stopped, I don't know, every 30 miles or so, and blew out the fuel line with some carb cleaner until we could hear it bubbling back in the tank, because it'd stop up. There's some crud down in my tank. I'm gonna have to pull it and clean it out and all that good junk. But the gas tank is right here, if you've never fooled with these things. But this whole cowl, this whole section, upper and lower, is the fuel tank, and it goes in right here. That's where you put your fuel. There's no fuel pump. It's a purely a gravity feed system, just like a motorcycle, or not a new motorcycle, but a old carbureted motorcycle. Just a gravity feed. So let me know if y'all know anything about these old bangers and know how to make them run right, make them run reliable, and have about as much strength as they can have, and power as they can have, let me know, because I'd like to tool around in the Banger for a while and decide if I want to go the next step and put a hot rod engine in it or something. I got several to choose from. I've got Cadillac mills, I got old flathead V8, I got a 39 Ford 24 stud flathead, and I got a bunch of other junk. So we got options, but right now I just want to live with it the way it is and kind of experience it for a minute. What would y'all do to it? Would you keep the fenders on it? Would you pull them off? Let me know. Don't forget to like our video if you dig it, subscribe and to our channel, and leave me a comment. What would you do with this thing? You think it's cool?